This is about when I was 15 years old and was enjoying my school days. My father, being in the construction business, had a construction site going on. We used to visit there on weekends with Dad. It was random Sunday in month of August. I had been with my father to the construction site, and there is a lake nearby, so we spent our day near the lake enjoying the view. We came back home and had dinner outside. Next day, I was down with high fever and was not able to attend school. This continued for 3 days, but fever was not getting down nor were medicines working. After 3 days, I was usually fine during the day, and by midnight, I usually had a fever that no medicine worked. My body started to ache terribly. This continued for around 15 days, and my parents started to get worried as all blood reports were normal, but my health was not getting better. In fact, day by day, I was getting weaker. One day, I was sleeping and suddenly started crying in my sleep. Hearing my cries, my mother ran to me, asking what's wrong, but I was sleeping, and what was shocking was I spoke in Kannada language, and I don't even understand a single word of this language. My mother called my father and asked him to come home immediately. This happened every day, and my parents didn't understand what I was saying. They were afraid to share it with others, thinking what people will say. But one day, our watchman uncle heard the shouts and came up to check if everything is fine, and luckily, he was the one to understand the language. With his help, my parents came to know it was a spirit, speaking in Kannada, and was seeking help. She was a lady who was murdered by her labor husband just for a bit of money, because she didn't give him it to drink alcohol. Not only her, but her daughter was also murdered by him, and were buried at the same place where my father's construction work was going on. After listening to her whole story, my parents, watchman uncle, and his wife asked her what she wants and why is she troubling me. She said, "I will leave him. All I want is remove mine and daughter's buried body from there and complete all the required rituals." My father immediately agreed to everything, but asked to leave me and not to trouble again, and would need some time to do all the things she requested. She said, "I never wanted to hurt anyone, but my soul is not at peace and didn't have any other way." From that day on, I began to recover, but was still afraid of being alone or going out alone. As the days passed, because of the workload, my father forgot that he had promised the spirit to do everything. And one day, when I came home from school, I had an accident. It wasn't a major accident, but it was wake-up call, and again, she came. This time, it was quite dangerous as she was not speaking politely, but was furious, and then my father and watchman uncle went to site, did all the required things. They found the body in the same place she mentioned, but it was skeleton. Then they completed all the required rituals. It was late evening by the time. They returned and asked about my health, but she spoke and said thank you for setting her free, and her soul will be at peace. That was the last day she spoke.